Now, this is going to be fun because I think we're probably close to half guests this morning, and I think we're going to be fighting over who gets to introduce who. So let's start with Charlene. Could you introduce the folks that you can spot on the screen, if you would, please?
Sure. I'm going to mention Henry, but Lazo will introduce him later, from Brazil, past exchange student from 2010. We have Bruno here from Ecuador, and we have Francesca from Sardinia, Italy. Did I miss any? I don't think so.
I think I saw Erica somewhere. Did you mention
Is Erica around?
I thought I saw her.
Erica's
okay. And Erica.
Wonderful. Welcome. Any other guests?
Mark, we should have a teacher of the month.
Okay.
And the principal for École La Maison is Mariel Perch, and the teacher of the month is Manon Perez.
Thank you, Ash. Welcome.
Mark, we also have one of our presenters today, Jean-Jacques from the Business Link is here.
Thank you, Daria. Welcome, Jean-Jacques. Anybody else?
Mark, I'd like to introduce my wife, Lynn. She didn't move from the meeting last night. She's still here.
I'd like to introduce my wife, Andre, as well.
Welcome, welcome. With that, let us sing the welcome song.
Welcome to Rotary, glad you are here. Come shake our hands and share a friendly cheer. Whether from here or whether from far, we're glad you're here. We hope that you will like our little song because we're proud of St. Albert, and you'll agree our club enjoys some great camaraderie. So we do what we can to help with the needs of our community with our friends at Rotary. With our friends at Rotary.
Lovely, lovely. Now let's go straight into Teacher of the Month. Ash, could you do the first introduction, please? The principal? I think you're muted there. You're muted, Ash.
Sorry, Mark.
Hey.
Mark, it's my pleasure to introduce the principal from École La Maison, Mariel Perch, and she will introduce the teacher of the month.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Thank you.
Excellent. Hi, I'm Marielle. I'm principal of École La Mission, and I'd like to introduce to you our teacher of the month, Manon Perra. Manon was born in Quebec, and she moved to Alberta with her family when she was 15 years old. And in 1992, she graduated from the U of A with a Bachelor of Education. She taught in French immersion schools, but she didn't stop there. She continued on with her learning, and she graduated. She went to a graduate degree in religious studies. She got her master's degree from the Newman Theological College. She is now teaching a grade 2 classroom in École La Mission here in St. Albert. But what I really want to say about Manon is she is a dedicated, passionate teacher, and she has her students' best interests at heart. She's innovative, she's creative, and she really, really is enthusiastic with her teaching. But what I also want to mention that she really rose up to the challenge, and that is one of the reasons we chose her as Teacher of the Month, because she really rose up to the challenge of the virtual learning online. She did it with grace, she did it with calm, and we were really impressed with how she handled the whole virtual learning and the flexibility of going online, in school, online, in school. And so that is one of the biggest reasons, her passion for her students, her love of teaching. And that is why Manon was chosen for Teacher of the Month. Now, Manon, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I wasn't sure if I should talk or not. So do I have to say something now or?
Yes, please.
We would love for you to.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, it's really an honor to receive this award. I was really not expecting this at all. When Madame Marielle presented me this offer, said, "Do you accept?" And I'm just kind of smiling. Okay, I'll accept. So it was a real honor to accept this. You know, I teach because I love teaching. It's a blessing to teach my student, you know, every day, especially in this time where it can be a challenge. But I try to do it with love, a smile, with humor, because we really need it right now. And my life is all about love and service, you know, to others, not only to teaching, but to everybody, my colleagues and my family. And so it's really an honor. And I really would like to thank Madame Marielle and our principal and the vice principal for choosing me. And I'm really humble, and thank you very much.
Thank you and congratulations.
Well, okay there, boys and girls.
It might
Have
be.
I got the stage, Mr. Mark?
Is that Santa?
It's Santa Doug from Staples here in St. Albert, calling in from home because of COVID, because it's a crazy world we're living in. Hey, boys and girls, it's Teacher of the Month, the last one of the year, and of course our festive one, so I am the occasion. Now, you know, it's so exciting every time I do this, because I hear sometimes the same over and over again, and I hear words like dedication and innovation, creativity, blessings, love. And, you know, I got to be honest, for the first time ever, I actually was at La Mission yesterday, and I met Marielle very, very briefly. And I got to tell you, you always feel this comfort and this warmth when you go into some schools, but it was especially present when I was there yesterday. No one knows who's ringing that bell when you go up and knock, and I think everybody frets a little bit, like, what are you doing there? But I was welcome there, not with open arms, but welcome at a distance, which was very nice. But Manon, you know, I hear these things about teachers all the time. In grade 2, you know, we think about our grade 2 class and how special Christmas is this time of year. And I think everything that you can do to make it that much more special for your students really speaks volumes, because it's not an easy time for everyone. So when I get to present these and think about what you're doing, I just feel so grateful on behalf of, you know, myself at Staples and of course the Gazette and our Rotary Club. So, you know, you have a package there with you, I believe. Can you show that to our club here? Bring it up on your screen and get you to open it. There should be a plaque first. Maybe you could show us that plaque.
Okay, so so I guess this is, this is like an agenda.
Oh yeah, is there a plaque there?
Oh yeah, the plaque. I'm sorry, I thought you wanted to see the back. Yes, the plaque, you know, right here.
It's French for piece of wood, I guess. My French isn't that good. That's fantastic. So you also have a bag there, like we saw your great agenda. Now reach into that bag and show us some of the goodies that you've been given for early Christmas present this year.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so what do you got in there? Show us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Show and tell.
So
yeah,
the agenda thing has got my name on it too, so that's wonderful. So I'm not going to lose it.
Right.
And
I'll stop you for a second. That is a high quality Staples product, just to share with you. It's made. Or be on grow if you please.
Okay, and then I owe a journal. So
yeah, is that in French as well?
No, it's actually it says enseigner, démontrer. Yeah, it's all French. Yeah. Oh, that's very good.
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing. And the agenda. Oh no, the agenda it's in English inside.
we tried.
Yeah. Okay.
So somewhere in that bag, Mano, there's a white envelope. Can you find that white envelope for me?
Yeah, I got it right here.
You got that now? Okay, so we'll little drum roll. I'll get you to open that envelope. Let's see what's inside of there.
I feel like Vanna White.
That's right. And I feel like some old guy in a Christmas sweater.
Okay, so
oh my God, look at that. That is
a gift card.
That is $100 gift card.
Yay! Thank you so much. That will come so handy.
Right, so fantastic. So, Mino, thank you so much. More stuff. Yeah, let's just keep. Yeah, great. Okay, well, that's fantastic. Thank you so much.
Gel pen.
Oh yeah, c'est un stylo.
And a little water.
well, that's for your Christmas cheer, Mino. Mino, I just want to again thank you so much and congratulate you for being our Rotary Club of St. Albert Teacher of the Month. We are so proud of you and what you give back to our community. Thank you so much. Joyeux Noël.
Merci.
Au revoir.
Merci beaucoup. Merci.
Merci. Ladies and gentlemen, our December Teacher of the Month.
Congratulations, Manon. And just for everyone's information, next Wednesday in the Gazette, we will be running an ad to honor all of the past year's Teachers of the Month. And Manon, your photo will be included in that ad. So make sure you look for it. Now on to our first guest speaker of the morning, Jean-Jacques. Daria, if you would, please.
Thank you, Mark. Jean-Jacques works for the Business Link as the coordinator of immigrant entrepreneur program, and he's also a small business strategist. He has been helping new and established entrepreneurs of all backgrounds and cultures start and grow their business in Alberta since 2008. Jean-Jacques is also a successful entrepreneur himself. His dedication and commitment to empowering local and international communities has been acknowledged by Rotary Club of Edmonton Mayfield, who named him a Paul Harris Fellow in appreciation of tangible and significant assistance to better understand and to further and foster friendly relationships among people of the world. Welcome, JJ.
Thank you so very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity. It is always a great pleasure to speak to engaged Rotarians. I have, I wear proudly my pin here. I also have the four-way truth test here with me every single time. And I believe actually if everyone around the world was living this actually four-way truth test, the world would be way better. Thank you very much for doing what you do. So how much time do I have, Daria?
Well, I would say like 15, 20 minutes.
Perfect. Don't hesitate to stop me. My teaching background, I'm also a trusted advisor. I'm an entrepreneur. I can speak every single time a week. So today, thanks again for the opportunity. I'll be talking about the, the helping immigrant entrepreneurs succeed in Alberta. And I'm going to share my screen and hopefully everyone can see my presentation. Can everyone see my presentation here?
Yes.
Perfect. So yeah, thank you again for giving me this opportunity. So as Daria said, actually I have been privileged, and I want to thank Daria because she gave me the opportunity to do what I'm doing right now, because she was our HR manager when I was hired. Thank you so very much. Everyone needs someone to trust them, to give them an opportunity to showcase what they can do. I would definitely mention this in my presentation. So before I speak about helping immigrant entrepreneurs succeed in Alberta, let me speak quickly about the amazing organization I work for, Business Link. So Business Link is the Alberta's entrepreneurial hub. We are non-profit, funded by both provincial and federal governments. We've been there since 1996, helping entrepreneurs of all backgrounds and cultures start and grow businesses in Alberta. However, we definitely understand that, I'll definitely mention this during the presentation. So entrepreneurship is hard for everyone. but it's even harder for newcomers, immigrants. And the Business Link understand that. That's why we have specialized programs for indigenous entrepreneurs and immigrant entrepreneurs. Business Link supports all stages of business, pre-startup, early stage, and growth. And of course, as I mentioned, we provide specialized support to underserved indigenous and immigrant entrepreneurs. So after discussing about Business Link, so here actually I was supporting one of our successful immigrant women from Floduc. I was with the mayor of Floduc, so we are always proud to support our successful entrepreneurs. So some stats about immigrant business in Alberta. Self-employed immigrants make up 17%. 17% of businesses in Alberta, 45% get or most of their income from their businesses. 46% of immigrant business owners are employed outside of their business. That means actually that it includes myself because I have a full-time job, but I have on-site hustle as well. So highest rate of immigrant business ownership is among men aged between 45 and 54. So as I mentioned earlier, entrepreneurship is hard for everyone. And I have been witnessing this since I started with Business Link. I've been helping people of all backgrounds, including Albertans and Canadian-born entrepreneurs. When it comes to starting a business, it's really hard for everyone. And I'm a living witness. Why? Because I work for Business Link, we don't charge. We are funded by government, both governments, federal and provincial, and then we provide a free service without charge. And people like me and my colleagues, but when I wear my hat of an entrepreneur, I charge people, then I compete with other amazing entrepreneurs, and then people have choices. It's hard for me, even if I give advice to entrepreneurs on how to find customers, it's hard for me as well. So entrepreneurship is hard for everyone, but it's even harder for immigrants, and I will tell you why. So there are common challenges shared by all immigrants, and there are also challenges specific to some groups of immigrants, and I will definitely show you. So the first one is the residency status. So for those who are citizens and permanent residents, there's no problem because they can do everything. Actually, for permanent residents, the only thing they can't do is just to vote. They can definitely start business. They can access all funding options, programs. But for temporary residents who are not necessarily an immigrant, because officially an immigrant is, by official definition, an immigrant is someone who used to be a permanent resident and who has been granted the citizenship by the immigration authority, which means, legally, temporary residents are not immigrants. So now they can start a business. We definitely have them alone because we bring lawyers, immigration lawyers and professionals to advise them on how to start a business properly. Why? Because some of them will definitely show up to the registry and then get their business registered. At the end of the fiscal year, they do their tax return, and CRA communicate with the citizenship and immigration. And then when they apply for permanent residency, citizenship and immigration will tell them, you know what, you started a business, your visa actually didn't allow you to do this. That's where we come in to help them. And these people, they don't actually access to funded, government-funded programs. They have a huge challenge actually to start and then operate a successful business here in Alberta. And all immigrants actually have challenges to access funding. Why? Because there's a reason why I thank Daria actually, who gave me a chance to start to get a job, and then I can save, or at least, even if the businesses I started didn't require a huge startup capital, I was able to learn. Business Link is an amazing opportunity to learn. I was able to increase my business knowledge and then start something that didn't require a huge capital, but I need that chance to be in a position when I could learn. So there's a challenge to find a job, of course. and credit history. I didn't have any idea about what credit history was until I came to Alberta. So in many immigrants, actually, where we come from, there's no credit history. It's hard to qualify for a business loan. So you need to learn this and then to get an opportunity to have a job so you can build a credit history and a credit score. Collateral, of course, if you don't have a job, if you don't have savings, it's hard to have handy something tangible that a traditional lender can see just in case you can't reimburse. So, and then as we speak, there's a lack of funding programs that meets the immigrant entrepreneurs' needs. We only have BDC New Entrepreneur Loan who can fund up to $50,000 as long as the immigrant has been here for a maximum of 5 years. So they can definitely waive the credit score as long as it's not a bad credit score. And we also have a futurepreneur for young immigrants between 18 and 39. But then most of immigrants, we come here, older than 39. So it's not necessarily customized. So, and then we have a complex business and tax regulations. And this, it's not only for immigrants, even Canadian and urban bonds. No one like these regulations. They are so heavy, especially, depending on the business. If you are starting a food business, a healthcare business, or, a daycare, so it's definitely very regulated. And you need definitely to do your due diligence or talk to us so we can definitely help you navigate through those regulations. And where we come from, most of us, there are no regulations necessary. Actually, they are there, but they are not followed at all. When you come here, you are shocked. So I can tell you the first time I came here, CRA audited me. They asked me to prove that the bus passes I piled up for 12 months, I bought them. I didn't have any receipt. And then I went back through my bank statements. I was able to print out all those and then, you send them to CRA and they say it's not enough. And I like to tell my clients, never allow CRA bring the big nose in your business. Why? Because they do it once, they continue to do, they deal with million people. They audited me for 5 years. And this allowed me to put me in a position to share, my experience with my fellow immigrants. And this is huge. There's a strict regulations of key professions and trades. If you are, you have a credentials in accounting, law, engineering, medical profession from abroad, it's hard. It's so hard to practice this profession here. It's highly regulated. And of course, recognition of foreign education credentials. So IQES actually, they definitely recognize that, but they always add, there's no, they don't force employers to recognize that and to give a job, which doesn't make sense to me. Because if they recognize, actually, they assess your credentials and say it's equivalent to the U of A, it should probably give more credibility, which is not necessarily the case. And of course, there's lack of network. So it's definitely hard. It's one, I'm very connected. I'm a people person. It's not given to everyone. So especially, as I would definitely mention this, when you have a language barrier, Daria can definitely remember when they hired me, I didn't even speak English. Actually, it was hard, but they trusted me enough. I can't stress, enough about trust. At the end of the day, I didn't speak English, but they trusted me to host networking events, both in Edmonton and Calgary. And I was able to build a huge network. And the people here, they are patient as long as they know that you are making effort. So thank you so very much again, Daria. So business culture, this is, I would like to say, people ask me, what is the most important challenge for immigrants? Sometimes I say it's a language barrier because being able to communicate effectively is extremely important. However, the most important one is business culture. Why? Because, as I mentioned, I am a people person. I enjoy networking. However, sometimes I say something or I behave in a way that is interpreted actually very badly, but it's an amazing back home. unless I have someone I trust who is an Albertan born or Canadian born who can give me feedback, I will never know. There are unspoken actually behavior that you will never know. That's why I like to say business culture is something as an immigrant that you continue to learn until you pass away. Actually, it's extremely important. Why? Because you can definitely break a, lose a job interview. You can, break a deal without knowing. Why? Because you don't know that the way you behave, if you don't keep an eye contact. Back home where I come from, I was trusted to become the advisor to the Minister for Transportation when I graduated economics. And then I was not allowed to keep an eye contact with my minister. I was not allowed to shake his hand. I had to keep my hand ready just in case he wanted to shake mine, which he would never want because it was very, very high. Here, if you don't keep an eye contact, if you don't shake hand, you lose a deal, you lose a job interview. It's definitely extremely important to know. And there are challenges specific to some groups of immigrants. Language barrier. So I have French background. So if you can communicate in English, it's a huge asset because you can network, you can apply for a job, you can go back to school. But for us, we have to go back to school by starting by ESL. And then there's so many levels. It takes time and money, and there's faith. Until I met with actually Muslim entrepreneurs, and then I was so amazingly excited to discuss about funding options, but they told me they don't accept loans with interest. And then in Alberta, we don't have any specialized program for them. We only have one in Toronto. So this is actually something specific to faith and gender. So while actually immigrant women share those challenges with immigrant men, they are even more challenged because they have to balance more work and family. They have, it's hard for them, and therefore they are impacted twice. It's definitely extremely important to understand who the immigrants are and what are the challenges in order to help them succeed. So now, the last 2 years actually I have been coordinating the immigrant entrepreneur program Business Link. So helping immigrant entrepreneurs succeed in Alberta means, contribution to create a supportive business environment that allows them to thrive across Alberta. And how? So Business Link, we are, I think that Daria actually remembers, we are the first one to start the immigrant entrepreneur program in Alberta back in between 2009 and 2011. So although they share common challenges with all entrepreneurs, as I mentioned before, they have specific challenges, and we need definitely to help them with customized resources so they can overcome them. So of course, we have one-on-one advice, guidance, and support customized to them. You would be surprised. Sometimes I was, my colleagues were joking at me about my broken English. And I told them, you know what? Those immigrants can't understand you at all. You're speaking a perfect English, but they don't understand you. That's why I love Business Link. We are a diverse team, and then we can work together to help them. And we also have customized resources. We created immigrant entrepreneur checklist and guidebooks, which contains customized information with language actually they can definitely read and understand. And although we didn't have money to translate those documents, we made them available for organizations who wanted to translate them in the most spoken actually foreign language they want. And of course, website content may be translated in most spoken foreign languages, because again, I do my best. I've been here since 2006, and I do my best to get my English, but it's not the same when I read something in French. So, and training and workshop. So before COVID-19, we used to go out there in community across Alberta, deliver, facilitate workshops, training to immigrant entrepreneurs in person. Immigrants most of the time, actually, we are a little bit like indigenous people. We like, personal connection. So we like actually to have, even in one-on-one, instead of talking on the phone, having someone, in person is more important to us. And of course, this is a challenge for most entrepreneurs, access to coaching, mentorship, and professional networks. But again, it's harder for immigrants because remember, we didn't have a network at the beginning. When you are a newcomer, it takes time to build. It takes also courage to go out there, build a relationship. Because on my end, it's easy to find a coach or mentor. Why? Because I'm well connected. I see people on LinkedIn, But for those who are not connected, it's definitely a big challenge. Capacity building training for business and service provider. This is huge for us. We can't do it alone. That's why we build relationships with established organizations across Alberta. So for big cities like Edmonton, Calgary, Lethbridge, Grand Prairie, Red Deer, it's easier for immigrants to find the support. But as you move actually in rural Alberta, it's definitely hard. There are amazing organizations and people out there, but sometimes they are not equipped enough to understand the unique needs of immigrant entrepreneurs. That's where we come in. And then we meet them, we provide them with capacity building to make sure that they understand the unique needs of immigrants. And we make the resources available at the locations so immigrants can definitely be understood and help in a way that, meet their needs. And of course, new laws and regulations. I believe we need support. I'm so happy to speak to you. We need everyone to help us actually, change the laws so it can be a little bit easier to access to practice these professions. I definitely understand that we need to upgrade. However, so I did my studies in Belgium. Some immigrants actually did it in the UK or US. It should definitely be a little bit easier to show what we can. But it's very money consuming. It's very time consuming. It's hard to practice those professions. So changing the laws definitely is very important. And so the other thing definitely would definitely be easy to get foreign credentials. I believe IQuest can definitely recognize, but at certain point, the law should say that once we get the recognition, it should probably bind at some point the post-secondary institutions or employers. At least when they look at them, they know that we met the criteria to meet the better education credentials. And this being said, I thank you so very much for this opportunity. It's always a great pleasure to talk to Rotarians. Thank you very much for doing what you do. Keep up the great work. Thank you.
Thank you, Jean-Jacques. I really liked your comment about don't let CRA stick their big nose in your business. I thought that was very insightful, and I'd love to get your pointers on how to make that happen. Do you have any questions for Jean-Jacques?
I have a question.
Sure.
Hi, Jean-Jacques. It was a great presentation.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed it. One question that I have is, as an immigrant, or how do you get all this information out to other immigrants? Like, how do they find out about it when they arrive in the country, or when they are planning on coming to the country? Like, how is all this advertised to them so that they know it's available?
That's a good question, actually. So unfortunately, I've been very interactive, actually, connecting with organizations across Canada, because for example, I'm in a connection with Access Employment Ottawa, Ontario. They have a program they call Pre-Arrival that targets immigrants before they come to Canada. On our end, we definitely connect and build a relationship with settlement organizations, because newcomers, when they come to Alberta or to Canada, they go to them for a job search. And we know at a certain point when they are conducting their needs assessment, a newcomer, an immigrant, would definitely mention that they would be interested in starting a business. We want to make sure that they know about Business Link and how we help immigrants. And of course, we have a small but mighty marketing team. They are so dynamic, they're so interactive. So they have, or we have a website actually, which is access. I have clients from all over the world. The other day, I was definitely talking to someone, Ghana, from Nigeria, from India. They find us because we have online presence, social media, LinkedIn, Twitter, you name it. So we definitely do our best. But the most important thing for us is to make sure that we promote ourselves to our settlement organization, non-profit serving agencies, because we know that immigrants go there first for the job needs.
Thank you. Good question.
Yeah, I have a question.
Sure.
I realize that you shouldn't actually automatically believe everything you read, but I did read somewhere that the average immigrant after 5 years has a higher level or a higher percentage of employment than the average Canadian. Could you comment on that, please?
Oh, yes, definitely, sir. Look at the people who drive you in the bus, who drive taxis, who clean, who do those things. Those people are included. One of my best decisions I made in my life. It's once I was in the second year of my PhD in Belgium, and I applied as a skilled immigrant. And once I knew that Canada was about to give me the immigration visa, I stopped my PhD. Those people who drive buses, who drive taxis, they are PhDs. But then if we are included as, we have a job, I mean a job that, in our with our background, things like that, you're right, actually, after 5 years, because I like to tell immigrants, every immigrant is an entrepreneur. Why? While we don't have a unique definition or universal definition, because entrepreneurship is not a science. Entrepreneurs share one thing they share, in addition to having something to sell, a product or service, is to take a risk. When you come, it doesn't matter how we came here. Some of us came voluntarily, others were forced to come. You take a risk because you bring your family, you start from scratch. So definitely they are employed because we have to feed our family, but not necessarily the job we're looking for. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Great answer. Great question. Do we have a last question for Jean-Jacques?
Jean-Jacques, I would like to make one. Can I?
Sure. Henry, go ahead.
Yeah. Thanks and congratulations for the presentation and the incredible project. It's really good to hear. Yeah, every time I come to Rotary, I get to hear about some project very incredible, just like yours. I would like to know, like you said, people that come from other countries, they start getting jobs, but they don't get the jobs they want to. So what's the support you can give, and what the project you're in gives to immigrants after they arrive and after they are already, being part of the community? How long do you still support them and help them with studies and, other support you give to them? How long does that work for them?
So great question, actually. So basically, I need to clarify that Business Link, we specialize in business, actually helping people start and grow businesses. However, because I went through all this, I'm very well connected, and I tend to learn everything, because when clients come to me, sometimes it doesn't have anything to do with business, but my responsibility is to make sure I connect them with the right people or right resources. This being said, it's definitely a great question. We have our own responsibility because, we come to start from scratch. Some of us actually leave behind us a situation, but, sometimes we tend to do 2, 3, 4, or 5 jobs, and it's hard to succeed. If people, I will never hesitate. Whenever I show me where people are, I definitely go there. Why? Because people make a difference. At the end of the day, you have your PhD. You can even start from the bottom, but as long as you know that you are working the right organization, people are so helpful. You just need to get your feet there and then build relationship. People definitely give you a hand, but you need to have time to connect. Yeah, I'll definitely be happy to connect with people, advise them. It's definitely feasible, definitely. Success, I would say that this is a land of endless opportunities, as long as you do what it takes to succeed and to see them. Yeah.
JJ, there's one more question in chat here. If the business link is unique to Alberta, or if other provinces have similar organizations?
That's a good question, actually. Unfortunately, the Canada Business Network stopped. For some reason, actually, they decided to stop. We used to have a network, Canada Business Network. However, even if the Canada Business Network stopped, the organizations are still there. We have a sister organizations out there in each province in the Canadian territory. If you come to me or to one of my colleagues and you say, you know, I'm growing, I would like to expand in Quebec, in Ontario, in BC, it's our responsibility. You know, we call ourselves trusted advisors. A trusted advisor, they never send you on a toll-free or just a website. We definitely connect you with people in Northwest Territories, in Nova Scotia. So as long as we understand who you want to connect with, the province you want to do it, yes, there are sister organizations, each province. Why? Because business regulations are mostly provincial. That's why we have Small Business BC, Info Entrepreneur Quebec, Canada Business Ontario. Talk to us. You don't have to do all those things. We are there for you. We are paid to help you connect with us.
Cool. Thank you, JJ, very much for coming. I appreciate your kind words. I did not pay him to say what he said, but I did meet him in 2008 and hired him when we were just starting Immigrant Entrepreneur Program. So I'm really proud of you, JJ, and thank you again for coming.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you for your presentation, Jean-Jacques. And as a thank you for your presentation at our meeting today, we will be making a donation in your name to the Rotary International Polio Plus program, a worldwide program focused on polio eradication. And I will get this certificate to Daria so that you can have this to add to your wall. And congratulations on your Paul Harris Award.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
We have a new feature, Exchange Student Corner, because the inbound outbound programs are not running this year and next year. We decided that we needed to make sure that it stayed alive. And we've added this Exchange Student Corner so that we can have conversations with exchange students that join us, to show videos of updates from exchange students when they're not able to be with us in person. But this morning and Henry, I'm going to call you Henry if that's all right, because I've known you for 45 minutes and I think I can call you Henry. So Laszlo, if you wouldn't mind doing the introduction.
Absolutely. Let me just share a screen here. All right, Enrique, affectionately we call him, Henry, of course. He came to us in 2009 in August, and we were fortunate that he actually stayed with us for, well, let's see here, till about January. And we basically made him a big part of our family here. So I gotta move some stuff around here. We made him a big part of our family. There we go. We took him on our trips. My kids are pretty young here. We took him to Fairmont, mountains, top of mountains, Calgary, included him into our Thanksgiving ceremonies in Calgary as well. And we also had the opportunity to take him to California. So he had a great time there. And of course, graduation. So one of the things about our exchange students is that we get to celebrate their life achievements here, and they become family. And this was our first chance to become a host family for somebody. So it kind of solidified us into the program. And so a lot of people who've had exchange students, they'll realize how special to have somebody from around the world in your home. See a lot of younger people at this time. So what I'm going to do is pass it over to Henry to tell us about his life in Brazil after the fact. So one quick story about Henry. One of my favorites was that to test our Canadian weather every day, he would put his hand outside to see what temperature it was, to see if it was any colder than the day before. And for about 5 months, every day, it was colder and colder and colder. And I'll tell you this, he actually loved our winter. So I'm going to pass it on to Henry.
Thank you. Thank you, Laszlo. Well, I'm done for the presentation. That those pictures already, you know, made the job. Well, yeah, I didn't have, I didn't get time to make a really good presentation. I just made a really quick one just to show you some pictures and some stuff that I could talk about. I try to be quick with the time. I'll try to manage my pronunciation and my English too. So please feel free to interrupt me as much as if I run over the time as if you don't understand any word or anything. And well, let's try it. Okay, so yes, I'll start the presentation that I was invited to say where I am now. And that's quite a philosophical question, right? It's a hard to answer one. And yes, and you know, some of the way that I could start answering that philosophical questions is with also philosophical answer. Sankofa is, is a concept. You can call that a lot of things, but it's a concept that could mean go back and get it. Could also mean return to the past, and also means something that I would translate as it's never too late to go back and get what has been left behind. In any ways that, in any of the options that we want to say it, it brings the idea that the time isn't a straight line, right? And past, present, and future are not isolated parts of something. So Sankofa is a concept that is part of the language and the culture of people that were brought from the part of Africa that is called, was called by then, Coast of Gold. And today it's where just around we call Ghana. And the city where I live in that's the city. It's a city from colonial times in Brazil. It's 300 years old just this year, and it was colonized around the gold thing and all the gold exploration. Slaves that weren't just strong people or any of that. They brought people that actually knew how to mine and had the technology to do the gold mining thing. So around the city, there's symbols those symbols of Sankofa are also around US and other places where people were made slaves and brought from this part of Africa in those colonial times. And the Sankofa thing, the symbol is also just the one before. They are also in big houses and big buildings, and that's a way that people that got brought here found out to send a message to the ones that would come after them. And well, the city, it's a city that is, you know, with a lot of history alive, people still do a lot of cultural, you know, practice that they used to do a lot before. It's a very political, active city, and it's very hilly. And it's where we call in Brazil our mountains. It's not like the Rockies, but it's kind of. Yeah, you can pass it, please, last to the next slide. Can you pass to the next one? Yeah, that's not the full map of Brazil, but the red flag is where we are. The city is located. This is the community where I live. Yeah, that's the red flag where the city stays. The city I live in which is southeast of Brazil, and the next one is. Yeah, this is the community where I live at. It's a very traditional and old community, but very simple as well. And these are the symbols of some of the organizations that people have here in the community. The women group, the association of the neighborhood and communitarian museum. And they do a lot of social work, and I do volunteer as a lawyer for them. And you can pass to the next one, please. And yeah, these are some of the projects that we have here. It's a place surrounded by waterfalls and natural heritage and natural reserves. And it's a very, very active and passionate community that does a lot of work to stay together, to take care of each other. We do have violence and other problems that are very specifically for Brazil, but yeah, but it is a very active and live community. We should pass to the next one, please. And yeah, I'll try to tell just a little bit about the stuff I'm working with. Yes, I graduated as a lawyer, and I came to the city to do my master's. And since 5 years ago, just about, I'm working with environmental disasters. I did work with environmental law since I started my graduation, but I'm working as a formal lawyer now for the communities that are affected and damaged by these big disasters. The two of them that I've worked more with are dam. Just forgot how to say that in English, but the dam collapse and from mining activities. And yeah, they're pretty big deal. Like one that happened just 5 years ago, they ruined one of our biggest rivers in Brazil. And there's still like a lot of communities along the way of the river, and you know, they're totally damaged and haven't been able to recover yet. And you know, all the reparation that is needed to be done hasn't been done. And the work I do is the work I'm doing is to help out the communities and work as a lawyer in a team with other professionals as well, with engineers, psychologists, and social assistants. Is my microphone doing? Can you hear me well, or is it very bad?
No, we can hear you. It's just when you touch it, we can hear you.
Yeah, don't touch
it. Okay, I'll try my best here. Sorry for that.
That's okay.
And Yeah, and the last one, which is the one that I'm working directly right now and staying most of my time there, is the last dam collapse that happened just 100 kilometers from where I live now. And the two of them are in the state, both of them 100 kilometers from where I live, one to one side and another to another side. We're in a very, in an area which is very dominated by mining, and its impacts on communities are very hard. So this last dam collapse actually killed at the day just about 230 workers and community people around it. And we do have a very complex, process, legal process and political process around it, because the mining company that were involved in both crimes were the Vale SA. I'm not sure if you've heard of that, but it's the biggest mining company in Brazil, and it supports the politicals and parties and all that. So it's a very hard and difficult, fight to get, because they're in charge. Doesn't matter which party wins. So we have it's a very complex situation, but that's what I do, and I do like the job. I to stay with the communities and to help them with passing through all this situation. And you can pass to the next one, please, Laz. Yeah, so I'll just do very quickly this road backgrounds until the exchange from where I'm living now. Before I came to this city I'm at right now, I went to the law school of one of the biggest law schools in Brazil, which is in the capital, which is also 100 kilometers from where I live. You probably know that everything is 100 kilometers from where I live by now. And that was a very, very rich opportunity. I got to learn a lot, worked with environmental and also mining law offices, and I did get a lot of work and experience on that. Was fine, but big city. I hope I don't need to live in that anymore. When I came from St. Albert, from the exchange, the city I wanted to move to is the one I live now. But before I went to university in the big city, and now I'm at the place where I came out of Canada saying that I wanted to leave. All this time I just say some things also about the time I was in Canada and the importance it had on the things I did after, and the impact on that, from that to the place where I'm at right now, and the stuff I'm doing is that we know that I just try to divide this in 2 points, the impacts of my exchange on all this. The first one, when I went to the exchange, my parents were bankrupt, and I just know that by now. They didn't tell me at the time, and they needed to get the money to buy the flights landed from France, and didn't have. They were just like waiting the day they would tell me to go back, and they couldn't afford the expense for me to stay there. And that's, of course, that's not the most important thing, but that is important. The material part of the support I had, even, you know, since when I arrived in Laszlo's house, even with, you know, which might seem simple things like clothes and you know, more complex things like computer that I got from him from Christmas that allowed me to go to university and had my studies done after. And all the trips I went through and all this incredible year I had were only possible because I had this support, and you know, I was able to do all this. And this, you know, I really need to thank you for that. And there is one thing that, and all that support, which is financial and material, allowed me to live all the experiences I had and to stay this year that really got me prepared for what I had after. And, you know, it was kind of vacation year, it is true, and it was great because I got to see other things, to get more mature and, you know, to come back and face what I had to face after. And yeah, I would like to say that the exchange program is more than just you know, opportunity to travel and all the fun times we have. And I would just thank you for not giving up on that. And I would say that the exchange program that clubs that like yours do, they are, you know, a hand extended to other people that would never have some experience and never have the time and, you know, the time to reflect and to think about stuff. And yeah, I would just like to ask you not to give up on that. And I know it's not the only way that you can help and that you do help other people in other countries, but it is for sure a reason and a form that is very, very, very helpful. And the photos that the last photo I put was the one from the invitation and the card, which has Andrea and Jackie, which is still hard not to have on this meeting. And that finishes kind of the contribution of all the exchange thing, because it is experience and all that, but we do learn to love people that we never would meet other ways, and we miss them, and it's great to be back and to be around. Thank you.
Thank you, Henry. Really appreciate your time and you putting together the presentation and you sharing those words with us. We will have an opportunity to socialize at the end of the meeting. So if we could just save the questions for then, that would be great. Thank you very much. Isabel, you wanted to speak about a 50-50 draw?
Yes, I did. Thanks, Mark. Great presentation, Henrique. Your background looks very warm also. So I feel like I'm a little bit envious of the warmth that you're experiencing right now. Yes, so the 50-50, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. My boss even told me this. I have a reputation of following people. I have said it before. People think I'm joking. I'm not. There's a virtual 50-50 that we have going on, and 25% of the proceeds are gonna go to Goodwill Alberta. 25% are going to go to the club and 50% is going to go to the winner. So please spread the word. Our pot has a max of $20,000 that we're trying to raise here, and I believe that we can do it. I know we can, and I'm going to hound you until we reach that maximum pot of 20,000. The draw closes on January 10th, so please spread the word. I posted a link in the chat. Send a message to your friends, your family, and ask everyone to buy tickets for a great cause. Thank you. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Isabel. We had our Christmas party last night and it was fabulous. We have food bank volunteering coming up and Ash has sent out those schedules. Children's Christmas gifts are all wrapped up. Are there any other quick announcements? Hearing none, our next meeting is January 8th. So we skip the next 2 meetings because it's Christmas and New Year's. But our next meeting is the 3 clubs meeting, Morinville, Saint City, and us. In the paper this Wednesday was this ad. Make sure you look for it. It was also posted on social media, so please share. I did a President's Challenge and I got 1 response from Colin. Got this nice flashback photo from 2016. Birthdays and anniversaries, we're going to skip. Sergeant at Arms.
Hi, everybody. I think it's just me. I think John had to go take his kids to school. So we'll make this short and sweet, I guess. Is Kathy, you're there with the cards? Beautiful. All right. So we're going to do Chase the Ace right off the bat here. So Natalia, what is the number between? Oh, I think we have 27 players right now. So keep that coming in. So a number between 1 and 27, please.
24.
24. Such a good number. And Ian, you're the big winner. So you'll virtually pick a card from Kathy's hand. Are you even
awesome.
there?
Okay, Kathy, can you take the 7th card from your left?
Very specific.
Wow, come on now.
It is the Queen. Close.
Oh.
Thanks, guys.
Sorry, sorry you lost here just before Christmas. Couldn't give you a good Christmas present, but awesome. Great job there. So we could just do quick. I don't want to do fines. It's Christmas. This sounds like mean. So anything happy bucks from anybody would be appreciated. So just open up to the floor there.
How about all the Grinches out there?
No.
So Mark, I would be, I'd have a happy buck because it's quite possible that the suit that Henry was wearing in all those pictures was my suit. I certainly know he wore it to a wedding. And so that's my happy buck that he was able to wear one of my suits, which is somewhat amazing.
Perfect. That's awesome.
Just a quick happy buck, Mark, on behalf of Ash. If everybody doesn't know, Ash won 50 bottles of wine through the Saint City raffle.
Oh,
so we can probably expect a bottle of wine each for Christmas.
Yay!
Yeah, that's Jerry. That sounds about right. I think there's 50 of us here, so yeah, a bottle each. Thanks, Ash. Anyone else?
I have a happy buck. I finished my exams on yesterday, so I am free for the semester. I can just relax. If anyone needs me, I will be in my bed for the next 2 weeks.
That's awesome. Good stuff there. All right, perfect. Anyone else?
Yeah, Mark, it's Myron here. Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to compliment Matt Carter on the Christmas party virtual last night, and I'll send you guys $5. I won the 4 bottles of wine that Craig Mellon put up on the draw, so thank you.
Yeah, it's 3 now, Myron. You're too slow.
Oh, it's 3 now. Oh, dang it. I better hurry up.
You better get there today.
Yeah.
Be down to 1 pretty soon. That's awesome.
I got a happy buck.
Yeah.
Laura's done her exams, so she's free to do chores around the house now. So I'm really happy about that.
You can vacuum and wax the floor. Yeah, that's good.
Yes, absolutely.
Does anyone do that anymore? Do you wax floors? No, I don't.
So I have a happy buck as well, Mark.
Yes.
Because my son is a single father with 2 children under 18, we can go to his place and have Christmas with him.
Oh, there you go.
Wow. Good.
That's good.
Just a mention here, it's too bad that you passed up on the birthday list. So I just want to put it out there that my birthday is on Christmas Day.
All right.
Happy early birthday, Jerry.
I'd like to find Mark for not saying that then.
Yeah, and mine's on New Year's Day.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
Happy
my
birthday,
goodness.
And
Nice.
I'm going to be 60.
Oh, the big one. Yay.
I was 60 once.
That was a long time ago, Alan.
Zeros are hard to come by nowadays.
Are we good to go, Mark?
Yeah, I think we're good to go. Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks,
Merry
Mark.
Christmas.
Don't forget about our social media. And thank you to our Teacher of the Month, to Jean-Jacques for doing the presentation, to Henry for doing his presentation, to Jennifer for her inspirational moment, Mark and Natalia. And remember, if you need support, please reach out. We are here for you. There are lots of resources. And please join me for the four-way test of the things
we think, say, and do.
Is it
the truth?
Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Will it be fun?
Merry Christmas, everybody, and Happy New Year.
So that's the end of the formal meeting, but we have an opportunity to stick around and socialize if you're interested.
I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody and Happy New Year.
Thank you, Natalia.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks, Natalia.
Merry Christmas, Natalia.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Take care.
Merry Christmas, Natalia.
Merry Christmas to you.